Hello, in this video I'm going to tell about CRUD, one of the most important architectural concepts in the web development and how it is implemented in E2 framework. CRUD stands for Create, Read, Update and Delete and represent the 4 common tasks taken with data on most websites. Every time you create a new object in the database, you might have repeated the same tedious coding of standard operations. Create new records, select, update and delete existing records. E2 framework drastically simplifies the database operations and saves you plenty of hours. Today, I'll explain you how easy and powerful the CRUD concept is realized in E2 framework. I'm Lars from Digiterry, let's begin. First, we quickly commit our changes from database migrations. After the lesson, I created the rest of migrations, and you can also see the code in a GitHub. Before we want to commit it, we have to commit to our branch. As you see now, I'm on development. We create new issue to change to this branch. We go to issues in our repository, create new issue. We say, for example, create database migrations. As a command, we can say create database migrations also. So we create new issue. We can also say label, so I forgot to put here enhancement. As we can see, it's issue number 3. Now we can switch to branch 3, for example. We say, well, we first look at status. We see the changes here. It's on the development. I cannot just now to create new issue and just switch to this, create new branch, sorry, and switch to this branch because I have some changes here on this branch. That's why I have to stash them first. We hide the issue, hide the changes first. We say git stash. So they are stashed. Then we can see git status. And then we say git checkout, new branch. We say acme. And then we say it was branch number 3. And then we say git stash apply. And we're applying our changes from stash. We say git add everything. And then we say git commit with the message. We are fixing the issue number 3. Yes, so we say here fixes. Now we can do like this. Fixes the issue 3. And we can say created all database migrations, for example. Say git push origin acme, we are pushing to our branch 3. So now we can check in our repository. So we have new branch here, acme 3, for our enhancement. And we can see here, compare pull request. We don't want to create a pull request and to merge to our master. But let's first take a look what kind of files did we push. We say to commit. And then we go to our branch. Then we can take a look. So we can see here database was changed and our migrations are also were pushed here. We can also see our migrations were pushed here. So we go to settings. We want to change the default branch. Default branch is a branch where we are going to create pull requests. To merge with this, we say it's development, update. Yes, we're updating to development. And then for this branch, we can create a pull request. We can see it's development now. We are creating pull request. For example, we have tested it and then we merge. We are merging now. And now in the issues, our issue was closed because we put in a commit message fixes number 3. So that's why it was automatically closed. And we can see here create database migrations, and I closed this issue with this commit, and we can go to the commit message to do the commit and see how did we fix this issue. And then we can go to branches, and we don't need this branch anymore. We have merged it and we can delete this branch. So that's all for database migrations commit. Now we can create new issue, creating models. So we say create models, and then we say here create model for each table. And we say it's also enhancement, create. Then we go and here we say git checkout development. We delete our branch, git branch delete our branch, and then we say git pull origin development. So we are pulling now the migrations because in our local development branch we didn't have yet these changes. And now we'll create models for our tables. That's why we want to create it in our branch. We say git checkout new branch acme, it was a 5. And all the changes we do now, we do it in our new branch, and we'll push this branch. Since we follow MVC architectural pattern in our E2 framework, it is important that we change our data in database only using our models. It means our models are responsible for creating, reading, updating, and deleting data, and each table must have one model. Let's create some simple model for our tables. Let's start from table place, for example. As we did also with migrations, we go to our project, and then we use G tool in our UD framework. So G tool, it's a magical tool. As you can see, it creates a source code for us with just one click. As you can see here, we can create models, we can generate our CRUD operations, we can create controllers, forms, modules, and extensions. For us, now interesting is model creating. We say it's a place, so it sees the tables also. It creates for our table place.php file with the place class. Within the application models namespace, we will extend active record. This is the class responsible for manipulating data with database. And then we have also database connection. We don't use any table prefixes. We also want to have a relations there. We will see what does it mean. We are enabling also translation. And then we can preview. So let's see what will happen if we generate this file. So in the models folder will be new file created place.php within namespaces application models. As you remember, we have ID, place ID, latitude, longitude, country ID, and is country columns in this table. These are exactly the relations that we are enabled while creating model. We can see also here the place table. Here are some rules. The not null rules, strings which are maximum 45 chars, or 2 chars here. So before we want to create or update a record in our database, these rules will be first proven. We have also here the attributes with translation here, and here comes the relation. Relations within other tables. We have one-to-many relation to place languages, place length. So using these columns, so we are going to first to place length table, and in this place length table we are finding the column which is foreign key and primary key in this table. We can also see the trips here. So this is from, this is to. Let's try to generate and see what happens. So new file was generated. We can see it here in the models place. So the file is here. And now we can try, for example, for countries, and on countries we can generate our CRUD operations. We can create new here. We say country, preview, generate. So with just one click we are creating the models. Country, as you can see here, we have one connection. We can see all 4 numbers are from this country. We can get it. And the place, so we have here place lengths, get trips, and get trip 0. So it makes sense here to rename it, because it's completely up to you. It's just a code generator. It's up to you how to change it. We can say here, these are trips. So we have here place. And in trip, we have from and to, which are actually places. And here we can see get all from trips, for example, and here get to trips. And we can also change it here from trips and say to trips. Save. So now let's take a look at our CRUD generator. So we can also, let's generate for our countries. We say app. We should specify here the full path, models, and then country. And then we say here the controller class is app controllers, and it's also country. We say country controller, and we enable the translation preview. So as you can see here, we are creating the controller. It will be created in controller folder, and in views folder will be created new folder control country for this controller, and all views will be located there. Let's see how it looks like. We generate, and now we can see here. So we have here controllers, models, and views. The model we have already created, country. Now we have created the controller, country controller, and we also have created the views. So if we have here country controller, in views we have country folder. And all the views for this controller will be located in the folder country. We have here site controller, and we will have here site folder. And this layouts folder is main layout, as it's what you exactly see here. If you go to the home page, this is what you see. It's in from the layouts. We can use it from the layouts. The rest are controllers, and while creating new controllers, we will create also new folders here. So let's see how it works. We'll go to our website and see here, first of all, the link, the URL that we are using. The home page that you see here, it's from site controller action index in this controller. So let's see here, site controller, we have here action index, and it is just rendering index.php file from the view. We go to views, we go to site from the site controller, and we find the index.php. And everything what you see here, it's just HTML, it's the home page. If we want to see how our country's index looks like, we go to country and see here how we can manipulate data from country table. All these data are coming from our country table. We can see here all the countries, exactly what we had here in our country table. Let's see how it works. We create, for example, new country. I will create some non-existing country because we have all countries here. I say code, for example, I hope, for example, OO doesn't exist. Then we have name here, test country. So phone code is, for example, 777, and latitude and longitude. So new country was created, and we are now viewing this country. We can check it in our database. We just update it and see it must come at the end. Now let's see how our rules work in our model. We have here country and we have here rules. We have here, for example, code must be unique. Let's try to create a new country with existing code. We go to our project and say countries, create country. We have DE, then we say Germany, copy, and then we say the code also the same, for example, and longitude and latitude. We want to create it. It says that the DE has already been taken, so it works. Also we have here that the code is maximum 2 chars. We can also check it here. We try to put, for example, the third one. Okay, I cannot put. It means, yeah, I can't put it because it's also limiting from HTML. Let's try to. So we can see max length 2. Let's try to break it. We say 3, for example. Now we can put one more. And now just do like this. As you can see, here is also JavaScript. So it's like a triple checking. It's limiting our length from the HTML, from the input file. If I break it, it's also limiting from JavaScript. I cannot click on the create. Let's try to break the JavaScript too. We go to our model. We say, for example, 3, and we save it. We update this page. So in this page now it stays 3 as a max length. Now we can change it to 2, and when we press here create, so it will allow me to send this request. But then we will have another error from PHP. So for example, we say Germany here, then we say Germany copy, and then say 49. So now, as you can see, I can just create. So the error that you see now, it comes from PHP. We had already made one request, and this error that you see, it comes from PHP, from the EE framework, from the model. So how it works? Actually, we have here not just 3 times checking, but 4 times, because we have here from HTML, we have here from JavaScript, we have also, before we want to save it, we also check in the model, and even if here you go through, you have also database. In database we have also put 2, so it never goes broken here. So and the same rules are here. Required, as you can see, required means that we cannot leave it empty. If I just remove it, as you can see, it asks me to put everywhere some values. And also as a phone code, we have here integer. It means I can't put here some text. If I put here some text, it says phone code must be an integer. If I put here the 5, it works. So this one was for our creating countries. Now let's try to delete our country that we created to test it. So we have here, so last page is the test country. We can delete it from here, we can view it, we can update it, we can change here, or we can just delete it directly. And then we delete it. And we can check in our database. I update the query here and you can see it was deleted. So now we can create all models that we need for our tables. As we can see here, the model user we have already in our project. So this user has already here also some simulating from database. So we are simulating that we have 2 users in database. It is made just to show you how the sessions works. So we can log in with these users. As you can see here, we have username and password, admin, for example. We say admin, and we can log in. So we can see here, now we're logged in as an admin. We can log out. It's just to show how the session works. So we can log in and log out, but not through the database, not through the users from database. That's why we will not delete this. We still need this because we are using here some methods for finding identity, finding by access token and so on. We will take a look later what does this mean. We will just rename it first because we need our model from database, and later we will merge them somehow. We will see what kind of functions we need in our model. We will copy them and then maybe we will remove this user underscore b. So let's create our models for all tables. So we say here we are going to our G tool and we create models. Let's start from user. So we want to have also relations, yeah, preview, generate. So we have now a new user model here. Yeah, you can take a look at rules also here. We have here also the password, UID. It's a 60. Email must be unique. UID must be unique, and so on. And there are also some connections. So we have here also, we can rename it get from messages and get to messages. So we say here get from messages, get to messages. So we are saving it. So what kind of table we can? We have also currency. We create for currency, preview, generate. So here comes also currency with some rules and all trips where we are using this kind of currency. We can create message and then phone number, message, preview, create. So message was generated. Well, let me create all models first and then we will go on. So I created all models for our tables. In the next lessons we will take a closer look at our controllers, at how CRUD works and so on, from the source code point of view. Let's now commit our changes. Git status. So we see here our models. We say git add everything, git commit with the message. So we are fixing 5 and we created all models for tables, and we say also created country controller. So now we can git push origin acme5. So let's take a look at our repository. We go to acme. We see here acme5 was committed. We compare pull request. Able to merge. We are creating pull requests to merge with development. And for example, the test then we are confirming merging. It was merged. Now we can go to the branches and just delete this branch. So we have 3 branches. This branch we don't need anymore. And we have also 0 issues because the second issue was also closed. We can see here with this commit 30 seconds ago. And now we can also delete from the local repository. We first go git checkout, development, git branch delete acme5 and git pull origin development. Now we're getting also our models. Yeah, that's all. In this video I told you about CRUD and its implementation in E2 framework. Now you understand the principles and mechanisms how to CRUD generate the functions within E2. And as I said in the beginning, E2 framework drastically simplifies the database operations and saves you plenty of hours. I hope from now you will start using the full power of CRUD concept and take advantage of your project. Thank you for watching. I wish you much fun with coding and good luck.